everybody. So this is chapter 17 of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Afterward, they enjoyed a great luxury. Rick had room service bring up coffee. He sat for a long time within the arms of a green, black, and gold leaf lounge chair, sipping coffee and meditating about the next few hours. Rachel in the bathroom squeaked and hummed and splashed in the midst of a hot shower. "You made a good deal when you made that deal," she said, when she had shut off the water. Dripping, her hair tied up with a rubber band, she appeared bare and pink at the bathroom door. "We androids can't control our physical, sensual passions. You probably knew that. In my opinion, you took advantage of me." She did not, however, appear genuinely angry. If anything, she had become cheerful and certainly as human as any girl he had known. "Do we really have to go track down those 3 Andys tonight?" "Yes," he said. 2 for me to retire, he thought, and 1 for you. As Rachel put it, the deal had been made. Gathering a giant white bath towel about her, Rachel said, "Did you enjoy that?" "Yes." "Would you ever go to bed with an android again?" "If it was a girl, if she resembled you." Rachel said, "Do you know what the lifespan of a humanoid robot such as myself is? I've been in existence 2 years. How long do you calculate I have?" After a hesitation, he said, "About 2 more years. They never could solve that problem. I mean cell replacement. Perpetual or anyhow semi-perpetual renewal. Well, so it goes." Vigorously, she began drying herself. Her face had become expressionless. "I'm sorry," Rick said. "Hell," Rachel said, "I'm sorry I mentioned it. Anyhow, it keeps humans from running off and living with an android." "And this is true with you Nexus 6 types too?" "It's the metabolism, not the brain unit." She trotted out, swept up her underpants, and began to dress. He too dressed. Then together, saying little, the 2 of them journeyed to the roof field, where his hover car had been parked by the pleasant, white-clad human attendant. As they headed toward the suburbs of San Francisco, Rachel said, "It's a nice night." "My goat's probably asleep by now," he said. "Or maybe goats are nocturnal. Some animals never sleep. Sheep never do. Not that I could detect. Whenever you look at them, they're looking back, expecting to be fed." "What sort of wife do you have?" He did not answer. If you weren't an android," Rick interrupted, "if I could legally marry you, I would." Rachel said, "Or we could live in sin, except that I'm not alive." "Legally you're not, but really you are. Biologically, you're not made out of transitorized circuits like a false animal. You're an organic entity. And in 2 years," he thought, "you'll wear out and die. Because we never solved the problems of cell replacement, as you pointed out, so guess it doesn't matter anyhow." "This is my end," he said to himself, "as a bounty hunter. After the Beatties, there won't be any more. Not after this. Tonight." "You look so sad," Rachel said. Putting his hand out, he touched her cheek. "You're not going to be able to hunt androids any longer," she said calmly. "So don't look sad, please." He stared at her. "No bounty hunter has ever gone on," Rachel said, "after being with me. Except one. A very cynical man, Phil Resch, and he's nutty. He works out in left field on his own." "I see," Rick said. He felt numb, completely, throughout his entire body. "But this trip we're taking," Rachel said, "won't be wasted because you're going to meet a wonderful spiritual man." "Roy Beatty," he said. "Do you know all of them?" "I knew all of them when they still existed. I know 3 now. We tried to stop you this morning before you started out with Dave Holden's list. I tried again just before Polakov reached you, but then after that I had to wait." So pausing here. So now we officially know why she took him to bed, why she kept trying to distract him, and why she wanted him to sleep with her. Because now, she said, based on what she's done with other men, once a man sleeps with her, he's never able to kill an android ever again. That he falls in love with her, and he won't ever be able to see another android die. And we can see from Rick Deckard's already internal struggles, he's been struggling killing these androids, and now she's sort of cherry on the top. "You can't kill anybody. Haha, I win." And we realize that she's done this with other previous bounty hunters too, to prevent them from killing androids. And so Rick's now realizing she actually is friends with all these other androids. She wants to keep them alive. She cares about them, doesn't want him to kill any of them, and that he's betrayed her, that she doesn't actually love him. She's not really attracted to him. She simply did it to save other androids' lives and to save her own life. So he continues, "Until I broke down," he said, "and had to call you. Luba Luft and I had been close, very close friends, for almost 2 years. What did you think of her? Did you like her?" "I liked her." "But you killed her. Phil Resch killed her." "Oh, so Phil accompanied you back to the Opera House. We didn't know that. Our communications broke down about then. We knew just that she had been killed. We naturally assumed by you." "From Dave's notes," he said, "I think I can still go ahead and retire Roy Beatty, but maybe not Irmgard Beatty. And not Pris Stratton," he thought. "Even now, even knowing this. So all that took place at the hotel," he said, "consisted of the association," Rachel said, "wanted to reach the bounty hunters here and in the Soviet Union. This seemed to work for reasons which we do not fully understand. Our limitation again, I guess. So now she's also admitted it's not just her. The entire Roslin Association, this massive corporation, has literally tasked her to go sleep with bounty hunters so they can't kill androids because this corporation wants all of their androids to survive. "I doubt if it works as often or as well as you say," he said thickly. "But it has with you. We'll see." "I already know," Rachel said. "When I saw that expression on your face, that grief, I look for that. How many times have you done this?" "Oh, I don't remember. 7, 8. No, I believe it's 9. She, or rather it, nodded. "Yeah, 9 times. "The idea is old-fashioned," Rick said. Startled, Rachel said, "What?" Pushing the steering wheel away from him, he put the car into a gliding decline. "Or anyhow, that's how it strikes me. I'm going to kill you," he said, "and go on to Roy and Irmgard Beatty and Pris Stratton alone." "That's why you're landing?" Apprehensively, she said. "There's a fine. I'm the property, the legal property of the association. I'm not an escaped android who fled here from Mars. I'm not in the same class as the others. But," he said, "if I can kill you, then I can kill them." Her hands dived for her bulging, overstuffed, kibble-filled purse. She searched frantically, then gave up. "God damn this purse," she said with ferocity. "Could never lay my hands on anything in it. Will you kill me in a way that won't hurt? I mean, do it carefully. If I don't fight, okay? I promise not to fight. Do you agree?" Okay, so pausing right here, I want you to sort of reflect, do you really think Rick is going to be able to go on and kill Pris and kill Rachel and kill these other androids? So has Rachel truly changed him by sleeping with him? Has he had this emotional overload where he is now totally empathizing with androids and can't kill them anymore? Or has she just ticked him off to the massive point where he goes, "Screw you, I'm going to kill you"? So which way do you think he's going to go? Rick said, "I understand now why Phil Resch said what he said. He wasn't being cynical. He just learned too much. Going through this, I can't blame him. It warped him. But the wrong way." She seemed more externally composed now, but still fundamentally frantic and tense. Oh, I'm gonna pause here. Okay, sorry about that. Announcements. But the wrong way. Oh my goodness, hold on. Okay, sorry for all the pausing and restarting and rephrasing it. They're done with announcements. So talking about Phil Resch, Pris continues on, but the wrong way. She seemed more externally composed now, but still fundamentally frantic and tense. Yet the dark fire waned. The life force oozed out of her, as he had so often witnessed before with other androids, the classic resignation, mechanical, intellectual acceptance of that which a genuine organism with 2 billion years of the pressure to live and evolve haggarding it could never have reconciled itself to. "I can't stand the way you androids give up," he said savagely. The car now swooped almost to the ground. He had to jerk the wheel toward him to avoid a crash. Braking, he managed to bring the car to a staggering, careening halt. He slammed off the motor and got out his laser tube. At the occipital bone, the posterior base of my skull, Rachel said. Please. She twisted about so that she did not have to look at the laser tube. The beam would enter unperceived. Putting his laser tube away, Rick said, I can't do what Phil Resch said. He snapped the motor back on, and a moment later they'd taken off again. If you're ever going to do it, Rachel said, do it now. Don't make me wait. I'm not going to kill you. He steered the car in the direction of downtown San Francisco once again. Your car's at the St. Francis, isn't it? I'll let you off there and you can head for Seattle. That ended what he had to say. He drove in silence. Thanks for not killing me, Rachel said presently. Hell, as you said, you've only got 2 years of life left anyhow, and I've got 50. I'll live 25 times as long as you. But you really look down on me, Rachel said, for what I did. Assurance had returned to her. The litany of her voice picked up pace. You've gone the other way of the others, the bounty hunters before you. Each time they get furious and talk wildly about killing me, but when the time comes, they can't do it. Just like you. Just now. She lit a cigarette, inhaled with relish. You realize what this means, don't you? It means I was right. You won't be able to retire any more androids. It won't be just me. It'll be the Beatties and the Stratton, too. So go on home to your goat and get some rest. Suddenly, she brushed at her coat violently. Ah! I've got a burning ash from my cigarette. There, it's gone. She sank back against the seat, relaxing. He said nothing. That goat, Rachel said. You love that goat more than me. More than you love your wife, probably. First the goat, then your wife. Then last of all, she laughs merrily, what can you do but laugh? He did not answer. They continued in silence for a while, and then Rachel poked about, found the car's radio, and switched it on. Turn it off, Rick said. Turn off Buster Friendly and his friendly friends. Turn off Amanda Werner and Oscar Scruggs. It's time to hear Buster's big, sensational expose, which has finally almost arrived. She stooped to read the dial of her, which by the radio's light. Very soon now. Did you already know about it? He's been talking about it, building up to it for... The radio said, Ah, yes. Want to tell you folks that I'm sitting here with my paw Buster, and we're talking as if we have a really mighty fine time, waiting expectantly as we are with each tick of the clock, for what I understand is the most important announcement of... Rick shut the radio off. Oscar Scruggs, he said, the voice of intelligent man. Instantly reaching, Rachel clicked the radio back on. I want to listen. I intend to listen. This is important, what Buster Friendly has to say on his show tonight. The idiotic voice babbled once more from the speaker, and Rachel Rosen settled back and made herself comfortable. Beside him in the darkness, the coal of her cigarette glowed like the rump of a complacent lightning bug. A steady, unwavering index of Rachel Rosen's achievement, her victory over him. So we've seen in this chapter where Rick realizes that he's been played by Rachel, he's been played by the Association, and they're ensuring that he's not going to be able to kill any more androids. And she's done that by sleeping with him and convincing him that she loved him for a period of time. And he even has attempted to kill her. He had the laser tube up to her neck, and he still couldn't do it. So Rachel fully believes that he's not going to be able to kill any more androids, and that Pris, Roy, and Ermengarde are all now safe from him, and that he's not going to be able to go through with anything else. And she's even lift off. She's teasing him. She's taking control. She thinks that she's in charge here going through. Okay? So make sure to take the time, summarize the chapter in your notes, go through and also answer any questions from your blog entries that are necessary for this chapter, and then continue on to chapter 18 and have a wonderful day.